So yes, there is tech, and then there are apps, and amazing apps to help us get our side hustle up and running and do it beautifully. And what I love about this is you're plugging into collective compound knowledge in each space. So we had to bring in Grant Hines to take us through some of the winners in his mind, because you employ a lot of these things within your own kind of digital space, yeah?
I do. And also, like, I know a lot of people who have...
Bless you,
yeah.
bless you, child. Yeah. Bless you, child, man, really.
Wow, like the whole country waited for me to sneeze. Thank you to everybody.
Everyone said bless you as well, I hope. Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of tools that are like I have employed and that I know a lot of people have employed that do generate money, and a lot of it is generated with the mindset of it being a side hustle. And if you have the right tools to execute your ideas, that's the way to go forward. Remember, your project is only as good as your idea is.
Just hang on a second. I just want Lucian to please come in here. He is our set hygiene fairy on top of the other 9 jobs that he does. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I have some on my, just a little bit on my face here? Just a bit there. Thank you, man. Don't laugh, guys. Don't laugh.
I love Lucian.
You can tell his boys on set this morning. Just silly, man. Just
the first one is a service called Printify.
Printify, okay.
And Printify is a print-on-demand service. So if you've got any ideas that you want on mugs, or if you want on T-shirts, or if you want and it uses a system called drop shipping. So you don't ever have to keep stock of an item. You have to design your T-shirt or design your mug. You choose the design or the hoodie or whatever, and then when people purchase that item,
then the money moves.
The money moves, and it gets shipped directly from the factory, printed to that person. So you never have to handle the logistics. So a lot of the problem with side hustles is that if you have a business, there's a lot of cost to producing. Like you have to have a lot of knowledge between how things moving between ports or whatever. But this company does it for you. There are a lot of companies like this, and
sorry, because this drop shipping is something I hear a lot, and everyone is dipping their toes into the side hustle with this notion of kind of overlaying your great idea onto someone else's infrastructure, someone else's kind of product line, tool set, things like that. But it seems like a great first step to test the waters.
It is great, and also there's a lot of confidence that a customer has. So there are a lot of people that do side hustles in South Africa. Unfortunately, I've been scammed by this, where they will have like an Instagram account where they have like clothing, and then you go like, this is great. They seem to have a couple of influencers that they've worked with, and this seems to be, at least seems to be legit. Then you put like $1,000 or $2 down on some items of clothing that never arrive. And it's because they seem to be handling a lot of the logistics. But knowing that you can get it through a service that's trusted, that you're going to get your,
I absolutely love that. Okay, let's take the notion of selling out there to a different level. What if we've got a whole lot of stuff that we need to...
So if you're not drop shipping something that you're designing, Shopify is a good space to be able to sell something. So maybe you're making like a jam, or you're creating your own product line that you want to do some of the logistics, or requires you to do those logistics, then Shopify is a nice way to do it. They handle a lot of the money exchanging, the point of purchase, because a lot of those things can be quite expensive.
For sure.
It's very convenient. So Shopify is also a nice trusted platform, and it integrates with a lot of like WordPress and a lot like Squarespace and a lot of those.
A lot of the other supporting tech. Okay, let's take the shopping in that marketplace a step further, because we like to engage, we like to be able to shop, we like to be able to ask questions, see, get stuck in.
So what's the point in having all these products on these services if you don't have a marketplace to sell them? And one of the best marketplaces that I know of, that are like where the side hustle is real, is Etsy.
Etsy.
So Etsy is a space where people are constantly looking for things, and it's a great tool to research. If you are struggling with ideas for a side hustle, look what people are looking for on Etsy.
It shows you the demand.
And then you can plug that demand. So it's a very exciting space, and you'll be discovered, your products will be discovered a lot there, and you'll be able to plug these services like Printify and Shopify into your Etsy marketplace, and then be able to serve your community.
You're building a little ecosystem for us, dude. I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
This is beautiful.
And it answers problems that are hard for people to solve, or think that those are the barriers to entry. I can't do this because I don't know these tools.
I don't have cash flow. I don't have a product line yet. For 100%, I love that. Okay, and now let's get creative. How do we sell the intellectual property, the creativity that we place so much value on?
So the last one I think is really exciting is services like Envato and Motion Array. A lot of creative professionals use these services all the time. They're subscription services. But what a lot of creative people don't know is that you can be on the other side of this equation. So if you've got a particular skill skill set, you're a great illustrator or you're a great music
Animator,
producer, you can sell your music on these services as a subscription service. And there are people making $2,000, $3,000 a month just producing music and uploading it to these services, submitting it and getting it approved on these services. And then you have the capacity to use your creative output to create passive income. And then start building tools that other creatives are then going to use for their clients. So if you don't want to deal with clients and it's too much work and you're struggling as a creative person, this is a great way to start. I recommend people who are at school and who are at varsity and who want to make some extra money to start building that platform.
If you're a musician, dude, I think what we struggle in our industry is everyone thinks that the job at the top is where you begin. And it's not. There are so many ways that you can ply your trade as an artist, as an actor, as a presenter, as a voiceover artist.
Exactly.
In the supplementation of the industry, but you need to get it out there. So not every song you write is going to be a #1 hit.
Every song you hear on the show or on SABC3 or on television shows,
somewhere.
It's somebody's making that music and you can be the person to make that music. And these are the services that creatives in our industry use. These are the resources and you could be providing that creative
and you're leading on the best tech in the world while you're doing it. I absolutely love that. Technology is going to free up our creative minds, our critical thinking, so we can get into the really fun stuff. And we didn't mention AI once. Okay, I don't know why we didn't do that once. Maybe it just terrifies us too much. Grant Hines, you did us a service there. That is a fantastic little basket of amazing tools you can get to that side hustle going.